And so I was super excited and I wanted to take a picture, and I took a picture and sent it to Mistress Cherry. And then after I sent the picture, because again, I'm always naked. So sometimes it doesn't occur to me. And she was new in my world of, oh, Gaia, she's naked. She's always naked. Anyways, she sends me a picture. She sends me a message back and she's like, that is a very inspirational card. And I really like your nipples. Welcome to My Orgasmic Life Podcast, a show where we talk about sex, love, relationships, and kink. And of course, my favorite part, I share with you my very graphic, very juicy, and always entertaining orgasmic life. I'm Gaia Morrissette, your hostess, and your holistic sexual wellness specialist, your trauma healer, your BDSM expert, and of course, your pro-dominatrix. The show was inspired to inspire you to support your orgasmic living. Remember, always check the content warning before you listen, and make sure you're listening where no one else can hear it, because you never, ever know what I'm going to say, because I always come with an explicit graphic content warning. Now, strap in and enjoy the show. Hello, I'm excited to talk to you today. Okay, so before we get into our juicy conversation, because of course, every conversation with me, every time you spend with me is always fun, epic, and wonderful. So exciting news. We have My Orgasmic Life has a new sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by Glam Muse Beauty Bar. And this is where I get my nails done. If you've been watching episodes and you've heard me talk about my nail place, this is my nail place. These are my peeps. And so Glam Muse is spelled GLAMUSE, is a safe, non-judgmental space for everybody, no matter your gender, your orientation, and why you want to get beautiful. It's a safe, non-judgmental space for all of your beauty needs. All right, let's get into our conversation. So we're going to talk about healing. This is the once a month where, in order to be the wild, crazy, adventuring, orgasmic being that, I talk about and that I am, is that I'm hoping to inspire you to be, there's an important piece of the puzzle that needs to be addressed. And so once a month, I have a conversation about healing so that we can support those places. So today I was inspired. Actually, this whole week I've been thinking about, well, what do I want to talk about? What do I want to talk about? And so I've been inspired to talk to you about how do you setting up your day for success. So I have all these rituals, morning rituals that I do that allows me to live fully, live the best version of me, be the most amazing and brilliant in the world, to bring in the most success in my day. It's that morning moment when especially for you non-morning people. I happen to be a morning person, so it's a little bit easier for me in the morning, but I want to give you a little bit of story. Ready for a story? So long time ago, when I was a young lass in my early 20s, I was a night owl. That's right. I used to stay up past 10 o'clock. Used to party into the wee hours of the night and, and sleep until noon. Then in my late 20s, I found garage sale shopping. And if you aren't up at the crack of dawn, you are left with crap. You want good stuff. You want to find all the good deals, find all the good treasures. Then you have to get up first thing in the morning, crack of dawn. And so what happened is it changed my whole sleeping patterns, because I was like super excited. I was like, oh my God, wonder what treasures and adventures I can find today. So I would pop, my eyes would wake up and I would pop out of bed and I'd be all uber excited. And that changed how I started moving with my body, my circadian rhythms, basically, which is, you know, your sleep rhythms. And that changed everything for me. So now I'm a morning person. I will not lie. I do love mornings. And I used to wake up fairly happy and be very excited to get out of bed. But over the last 2 years since I quit smoking, my body has been doing all sorts of wonderful, interesting recalibrations of not having nicotine and all sorts of things and repairing my digestion. And so mornings aren't always so fun anymore for me. And sorry, I'm just taking a drink. And part of that was I realized I had gotten out of some of my really wonderful morning rituals, morning routines that really set me up for success throughout the day. Because I was dealing with, you know, morning digestion issues that were not very happy. So I was just trying to make it through the morning. So this week I really leaned it and I was like, oh, that's a game changer. It's a game changer to how we set our intentions. Like what happens when we first wake up? Do we wake up to this alarm? And it's like chaos and mayhem and stress. And what will happen is your whole nervous system will, however you are first waking up, however those first things that you do in the morning sets you up for the rest of your day. Your nervous system for the rest of the day, your emotions for the rest of the day, whether you feel like the world is out to get you, or you are there to conquer the world, or it's going to be an adventure, or today is going to be a great day versus like, oh God, I hate my life. I just want to go back to bed. All those things, those moments, that first little period of time makes or breaks your day. It really does. So I wanted to talk about that. And I wanted to share with you some of the things that I find have worked, some of the things that I share that I have, you know, my clients that work really, really, really well for my clients to change their narrative of their days so that they can be the best version of themselves, which of course leads to the more orgasmic version of themselves, because that's what I'm all about, orgasm. So in order to be orgasmic, you must be in a good state of being. Otherwise, crappy, grumpy, miserable people really not very orgasmic. Just saying. Okay. So the first thing that I do is Theta brain meditation. And you can, the company that I really trust is called Brain Sync. And you can find, they have an app and, you know, there's other Theta brain meditations where basically they can be guided, or it could just be subliminal messages in the background of music, and you can just roll over. So like if you're normally, your alarm goes off at say 6 to go to work, you just set your alarm for 5:30 because you can still do this even if you fall back to sleep. Okay. So you just roll over, grab your headset, put it on your head, and do like a half an hour of Theta before you even really get out of bed. This really resets our nervous system. Theta is the state in which our brain is the most susceptible to suggestions. And it's also the state of it's the state that your body is in the waking or falling asleep state. And that repairs your body, resets your nervous system, all the good things, right? Everybody who's meditating, they're meditating to try to get to the Theta state. That's why they're spending all this energy, all this resource, all this time, all this practice. So a wonderful, quick, easy hack for that is to get Theta Meditation with music, and you just put it on and let the binary rhythms, beats help you put your brain in that place. And if you're doing it while you're going to sleep, so some people find that it works better while they go to sleep, so others when you wake up. So I find that it doesn't work very well for me while I'm falling asleep. It makes for a very for me, it makes my brain really active. And so then I'm brilliant. And so I'm having all these like inspirations, and then I don't sleep well, because then all night long I'm like, I'm dreaming about all the brilliant things that I need to do and create and manifest into reality. So for me, first thing in the morning works best for me. And then before I get out of bed, I like to do two things. One, whack off. Remember, it's me that's talking to you. So I'll either have an orgasm or at least have some kind of pleasure moment with myself. Or I may go and crawl into bed because I sleep separately from any of my partners. So I might go find one of my partner's bed and crawl into the bed with them and have some sex time to start my day off, right? Or with myself. So that's always a good start to everybody's day, some kind of sex time. It doesn't have to be a long sex time. It can be like quick, get in, get out, don't mess my hairdo. The other thing is I like to say out loud, today is going to be a good day. As I'm getting out of bed, I'm like, today is going to be a great day, epic day. It's me. So I use words like epic and fabulous and fantastic, but you can start with, today's going to be a good day. Today's going to be a great day. You don't have to be like all extravagant like I am. And then the second thing I say yes to all pleasure, magical, abundant possibilities today. I say yes, 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 yes. And then I might have another orgasm. Because it's me. Reinforce that. I said yes to all pleasure possibilities. Pleasure, magical pleasure, abundant possibilities. And then I get out of bed. Then I have depending on the day, there's other routines. There's, brushing my teeth, pulling cards, which I'm going to talk to you about in a second. That's part of my current ritual. Working out, having my breakfast. And again, I'm doing all of these things to like really set my intention. That's the first hour of my morning, every morning, is to set the intentions for what my day is going to be. Is it going to be a day filled with inspiration and brilliance and joy and celebration and wonderment and possibilities? Or is it a day where I'm like, fuck this shit, go back to bed? And whether that is fuck this shit, I'm going back to bed, has a lot to do with whether or not I do my setting up the day right. If I sometimes, and I will not lie, because I'm all about the honesty to my audience, for my audience, is that sometimes I roll over, don't do my theta, play video games, waiting for my morning movement to happen. And then once that happens, then I start doing my theta and all my other things, right? So it depends on, how well my, body has woken up and what it's doing. And I do have to say that I've created a life where I can take my mornings. I have a life where I'm self-employed, and I have no children. And so I do have more leeway in what my morning looks like. So when I start telling you the rest of my rituals, you're like, when the fuck do you get to work? Also, it's really important to know that I also wake up at 4 a.m., sometimes 5, but I never usually sleep in past 5 o'clock. As soon as the birds are up, so am I. But then I also go to bed by 10 o'clock. So there's that. Again, this is my story. This is my way of work, the way I do it. Modify it to work towards for you. And in the extended version, I'm going to talk about how do you set up the most important pieces for your ritual and how do you test those things and what is lacking. And I'll talk more about that in the extended version today, which you can get as a Patreon member for only $5 a month. Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh, yes. So the next rituals that I do is, and it's quite fun actually. So about a month ago, Mistress Cherry, which you know from my other episodes, gave me this really awesome deck of cards called Mind Shift cards. And I'm going to show them to you for everybody who, if you're like, but I can't, I will explain them in a second for my listeners, everybody who can visually see me. You know, these are the cards. I don't know if you can see the light. It's pretty, let's see. There we go. Mind Shift. And here's what the cards are all colored and they all have different things on them. So this morning I pulled Listen. This week I've pulled twice Silent, which apparently I needed to deal with. Intuition was also a really important one. So they're really great. So I'm just gonna pull one and read them. So what I do is, how do I pull a card? So first of all, I start shuffling them. And whoa, that's apparently the card that's gonna happen. As I'm shuffling them, because I'm a magical being, and if you're like, what do you mean you do magic? Then you might want to listen to my Sex Magic episode, and which I forgot to write down the number of. 109, Money Manifestation and Sex Magic. You might be interested if you want to know more about my magical being. So anyway, so as a magical elemental being, as a high priestess of divine sexual magic and elemental magics, when I'm shuffling the cards, I say, universe of love and light, guardians of love and light, and elementals of love and light, what do I need today? And I just ask the question, what do I need today? And whenever I feel like, oh, yes, there's like, you'll get a hit. It'll be like, ooh, this is the card. Or it flies out of your hand, which happened when I started talking. So the one that flew out of my hand when I first started talking is called Happy. So this is the card. There you go, for everybody can see. And everybody who's listening, it says happy, and there's yellow, and each one of the cards have different colors on them that mean different things as part of that deck. And so what it says, I am happy. I feel happiness when I am truly living in the moment. I pulled that card last week when I was being a spaz. I was worrying and stressing and totally spazzing out, not being in the moment at all. And that was the card that I pulled. So these cards I really, really enjoy. And I'm in talks with the creators of these cards. And once I have, conversation with the creator of these cards, because they're an important part of my life these days, then we'll get you a link and do all the things and put it in this episode. Okay. In the meantime, a fun little side project, because it's me, of course, you don't have to do this, but as the sexy exhibitionist and, my orgasmic goddess that I am. So here's a thing that you may or may not know about me. I'm a nudist, and very rarely am I wearing clothes. I wear clothes because I have to on these episodes, because YouTube would frown on that, and so would Facebook and all the social media platforms. But typically I'm usually naked. So I was all excited the first time I pulled first card I pulled, and I like to put the card that I pull up somewhere where I can see it. So the Mind Shift cards I have in the bathroom, on the bathroom mirror. So every time I go to the bathroom, I'm reminded of that lesson, that teaching. So it can stay with me all day long. And so I was super excited and I wanted to take a picture, and I took a picture and sent it to Mistress Cherry. And then after I sent the picture, I was, because again, I'm always naked, so sometimes it doesn't occur to me. And she was new in my world of, oh Gaia, she's naked, she's always naked. Anyways, she sends me a picture, she sends me a message back, and she's like, that is a very inspirational card, and I really like your nipples. And so daily inspiration with boobs was born. Moment. Again, this only happens in my orgasmic life. So I then sent the picture to my girlfriend, and she's like, oh my God, I'm really loving this daily inspiration. I get inspiration and I get to see your boobs. And then I have a list of other people in my life that like to see my boobs. So I was like, hey, would you like to be on the list of morning inspiration with boobs? And so I have now, like, there's like 3 to 4 people that get, I pull a card, I take a picture, I send it to all my people. I'm inspiring with the card, inspiring with boobs. It's awesome. It's win-win. So that's one deck of cards that I pull. Then once I come up to the office, so that's, I'm downstairs in the basement when I'm in, doing all of that stuff, getting ready for my day. And then when I come upstairs to go into the office, I have 2 other decks before I start my work day. Because again, it's all about the inspiration and what lessons am I learning. I'm all about personal growth. So I have 2 decks that I use every day before I start work. One is an animal deck done by Stephen D. Farmer. And this, I need to tell a backstory. Okay. Of course we need a story. This animal deck I have had for about 20 years, I think now. Yeah, about 20 years. And this deck has traveled all over the world with me. It's been to the Amazon jungle. It's been to the Costa Rica. It's been to the oceans, all the oceans that I've been on. It's been to Mexico. It's been all over the world with me. It also, when I had my pottery drumming teaching studio and I worked with kids, we used to use these cards where the kids just loved them. So they would pull an animal out of the deck, and then they'd have to embody that animal. And it was kind of like animal charades that we would play with them. And they would have to become that animal. And then all the kids had to figure out what animal they were. And then they all got the lesson of what that animal, what the teaching of that animal was. So it's, you have a blue herring on the back side of the cards. And then you have the animals and a little lesson. So the name of the animal and the little lesson. So let's see, I haven't pulled, I wanted to wait to do this episode before I pulled my card today. So here we go. So universe of love and light, elementals of love and light, guardians of love and light, and animals of love and light. What animal do I need today? All right, so I got the dog. Everybody who can see, I'll show you. It's a picture of a dog. And here's what the write-up is. Your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. Oh, shit, isn't that true? Actually, I only serve one master. He's Overlord. But it's a reminder. So this would be, so I would drop in that, the deck of cards has a book that has a deeper write-up and all the things. But I've been with this deck for, 20 years, and we've been on many adventures together. So me pulling this card, I'll put it up on my altar behind my computer, and so I can look at it all day, and will inspire me. And basically I'm fragmented. I'm being pulled in too many directions, And that is a pretty accurate assessment. Part of consensual world domination and building an empire is a lot of work. And I do need to kind of come in and focus a little bit more into one thing at a time. That will make my life a little bit easier. So thank you, dog. Okay, so that's one deck. The other deck that I have that I do is Dragon Fae. It's a Dragon Fae card deck. And it's by Lucy Cavendish. And she does a lot of different card decks, fairy decks and mermaid decks and all sorts of stuff. And there's the picture for everybody who can see it. And it's a topless girl. Surprise, surprise. Talking to her little dragon on her shoulder. So this is about basically the fairy folk, the fae folk, and the dragons. And those, from a magical standpoint, I spend a lot of time with the elementals, and dragons and fairies are a big part of that. So this deck really talks to me. So let's see what I need today. Dragon and dragon fae of love and light, universe of love and light. What do I need today? And I'm shuffling the cards, so if that's what the sound that you're hearing. So this is the card that I got, for everybody can visually see. It's a black and red dragon. And I can't pronounce the name correctly, so I'm just going to spell it. This is the dragon's name. Tatsuya. And the message is have courage. So which is a perfect card for me right now. So that's my cards. And so I would set that up, do that. And then I might do some smudging. Again, more magic. And then I would start my day and I would be fabulous and brilliant. And those are the pieces. I may also do some drumming if I need to, some personal growth. I might do some journaling if I need to, if stuff's going on, but that's for like, if I'm like really freaking out and there's some major shit happening in my world to get me set up for the day. Okay. So that's my rituals. As you noticed, I'm naked, having orgasms, doing personal growth and development. I would bathe in there somewhere. I'd have a shower, drop in, be in my body, wash away, be in the senses, wash away all that no longer serves me, and really set myself up to be successful. So I hope today's episode inspired you to like look at what rituals do you do? What is your morning setup? Do you even give yourself any importance of setting up your day? Do you allow yourself to set up your day? Do you sleep as long as you possibly can? Wake up with a roll over, brush your teeth, do your thing, get your kids up, go to school, and then like just run out the door. And it's a pure madness and chaos in the morning. And then I would lovingly invite you to look at, does that also what your day usually looks like? Pure madness and chaos. Because here's the thing. And yes, I completely understand, as I said before, I live a life of privilege in the fact that I've created a life where I get to make my day a priority and make how I move in the world a priority, and that I have no kids, and I am self-employed, so I get to book when I work and when I start, and I have a lot of freedom in those pieces. And so I honor that piece. But that doesn't mean, and if you notice in my language, I said I have manifested and created that life. This is the life that I chose because this is the way that I wanted to live my life. I wanted to live my life in the way that I've created it. And I've been very successful, and I love what I do, and I love my life, and I love my world, i.e. my orgasmic life. I have an incredibly orgasmic life. I created this life. That being said, not everybody has the capabilities, the privilege, or the want to create a life that you have all this time at your disposal. So I'm going to, in honor of that piece, I lovingly invite you to try to introduce one new thing in your morning ritual that is calm. So whether it's taking the time, 15 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour to do Theta meditation, or to drink your coffee with intention and mindfulness and be present in that moment, just kind of like dropping in, whether that's, reading something that inspires you. So here's the thing though, really important. Don't get into your phone, electronics, paper, news, social media, all that kind of stuff. All of that is still that frantic chaos. All right. Don't engage in any of that frantic chaos until you set yourself up with a quick sort of like, I'm grounded. And then I want you to find something that you can say, a message that you can say to yourself to get inspired, whatever that is. Today is going to be a great day. Today is fabulous. Today I'm going to shine. Everything unfolds perfectly. I love my life. These are all really good inspirational conversations. Today I'm going to kick ass. Whatever it is, some kind of inspiration to start your day, followed by I say yes. So the I say yes statement to X, Y, and Z, whatever that is. So for me, I say yes to pleasure, abundance, magic, possibilities. That because I'm a possibility seeker, I'm an adventure seeker, I'm a pleasure seeker. And so for me, possibilities, everything is possible. And I say yes to all the possibilities is what allows me to seek out, as a seeker, allows me all day long to activate my brain to be seeking out those possibilities, magical possibilities, pleasure possibilities, money and abundance possibilities. Those are the things that are important. And so because I say yes, and I say that, yes, I'm sending that out to the ethers, the universe, the divine, God, whatever it is that you believe is bigger than us, to tap into that receiving. Instead of basically being in chaos and stress and drama and shit show, which happens, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's lots of things that will, the shit show that can happen in my day-to-day life, and in the shit show that happens in my clients' lives and everybody else's life. It's like every day has the potential to have a giant shit show. It can be a shit show moment, or it can be a shit show day. That how we handle it, how we respond to the shit show is where we have the say. What happens in the shit show, that's usually out of our control. But how we respond, whether we're reacting or we're responding to it, is in our control, in our power. And so when we set ourselves up to be in this amazing place of saying, yes, I receive, this is what I want to receive, this is what I'm seeking, then you start to, so whether that's, you're sending that frequency, if you believe that you're sending that frequency to the universe can send more of it to you. Okay. If you don't believe in that stuff, regarding that, then it still is important, because you are then setting your brain to be seeking out that throughout the day. So because your brain is doing so much more than you even understand it's doing, it's setting up, it's seeking out, it's now giving yourself permission. This is what I'm seeking out. I'm seeking out pleasure. I'm seeking out magic. I'm seeking out money and abundance. So possibilities. So my brain is like constantly, oh, that could happen there. That could happen there. I'm planting seeds for future things to happen. Like my brain is always in that seeking mode, finding and seeking, setting up the next thing for the next day. It's doing all the things. And it's doing all the things that it used to do. So here's what it used to do, was to keep me safe. So my brain used to run on, let's not die today. My brain used to work in crisis mode, crisis and drama mode, because that was what my life looked like. And so therefore it was surrounded and filled with more of that. And my brain all day long was seeking out, how do we not die? How do we set up? Oh, danger, Will Robbins, danger, Will Robbins, danger, Will Robbins. Oh, that's problematic. Oh, that's problematic. Oh, that's problematic. And so my brain was doing all of those things. It still does that on a deep level. Like if it's a death, like if it's something that's actually full on physical danger, my body and my brain will activate and, let me know, and my intuition will kick in and all the things will happen when I'm actually in danger. But because now my brain has a new job, which is to seek out pleasure, money, and magic possibilities, it doesn't have to do the whole, how do we keep me from dying all day long? Because I'm not in a life, I don't live a life where I potentially am going to die. So I don't need, I was when I was a child. Now as an adult, I've created this beautiful, safe life that I don't need that. So now I can do this other job. So if you believe that life is a shit show and you're filled with chaos and crisis, and you're in crisis and chaos mode, seeking, that's what your brain then is trying to deal with. If you give it a new job, you'll start to live a new life. And it's really true. And it sounds simple, but it's not simple, because it's, again, it's a rewiring of your brain. Rewiring of your brain is not a simple thing, especially when you don't know how to do it. So I do a lot of healing work to help people with rewiring of their brain. That's the trauma healing and the sexual wellness healing work that I do. So if you're like, ooh, I would really like to understand the human brain better and help with the rewiring of the brain, then reach out to me. You can find me at GaiaMorrissette.com. You can go, depending on what area you need some support in coaching and healing, you can go to in sexuality or in trauma. There's different sites that are safe for you. Don't go to the BDSM one if you're not wanting to go to that world. Okay, I've created the landing page of Gaia Morrissette is a safe hub to go down the path that works for you. Okay, very important. Second thing is I have a fantastic book called Stop, Drop, and Wiggle, 7 Easy Steps to Happiness. You can find that on my website, and you can also buy it on Amazon, and it's all over the world as well. So again, it's called Stop, Drop, and Wiggle, 7 Easy Steps to Happiness. This talks about understanding the brain and the nuances and all the things. It's easy. You don't even need a psychology degree to read the book and to implement changing your brain. Super awesome. Okay, so I hope this was inspiring to set up your day for success so that you can have more orgasms, but if not orgasms, at least more joy and more laughter in your life and less shit show. More laughter, less shit show. That's what we're going for. All right. And if you want to, in the extended version, again, as a lovely reminder, so become a Patreon member. This supports you, this supports me, and it allows you access to all the past episodes, extended versions, extended endings, exclusive content, all sorts of beautiful things for as little as $5 a month. So it's definitely worth it. And all the links will be in the show notes. Again, don't forget to go get your nails done, your hair done, your makeup done at glamusebeautybar.com. And again, their contact info will be in the show notes as well. Have a great day. Mwah. Well, I hope today's episode inspired you, encouraged you, and of course, made you feel tingly inside. I just want to take a moment to tell you how much I appreciate the time that you spend and how I really deeply appreciate you listening. I do it for you guys, the audience, and I love and adore you guys. So, quick loving reminder, I am not available for naked pictures, getting married, having sex, or having anybody's babies. And when you want to spend more time with me in a professional capacity as your coach, your teacher, your educator, your facilitator, you can reach me at GaiaMorrissette.com. That's the gateway to all things Gaia. Now, if you're like, oh, I really wonder what's in the extended version. Well, find out at Patreon. Come join my Patreon for not only the extended version of this episode, but also bonus content, behind the scenes, all sorts of juicy, juicy stuff. I also lovingly invite you to follow me on Instagram, which the handle is My Orgasmic Life Podcast, where you can leave feedback and comments. Also come join me on Facebook at My Orgasmic Life Podcast Facebook group. And I really want to hear from you. I want to know how this show affected you. What did you learn? Was it inspirational? Did you agree? Do you disagree? I want to know, because I'm a little bit of a voyeur. So I want to know how am I affecting you? So please come leave some comments. Now, if you're like, but I don't want everybody to know what I'm thinking, which is okay. Sometimes we need privacy and we need to be anonymous. So you would like that option? We have that. You can email my slutty assistant, Layla, at GaiaMorrissette.com. Okay, listeners, until next time, may your life be filled with sexy exploration and orgasmic pleasure. Mwah. Bye-bye.